Greetings, geometry people. Here we are, second assignment for week 2. Going to talk about isosceles triangles in circles. Like junk on there. Isosceles triangles in circles. First of all, quick review. What is an isosceles triangle? An isosceles triangle is one that has two sides that are the same length. And so when we talk about a triangle that's isosceles, it's going to have base angles. Here's a base. And the angles that are on the base are going to be across from those sides that are the same length. So if this was a triangle and we had this side and this side, it's the same length, then the third side would be called the base. The angles across from those sides are called base angles. And real quick, the angle that's up here is called the vertex angle. We've talked about isosceles triangles before. What's new is we're going to put this into a circle. Ta-da! Now I want you to notice that when we draw a triangle with the vertex angle located at the center of the circle, then the legs of it, these sides that are going to be equal to each other, are actually going to be radii, the plural of radius, of the circle. So, of course, when you have the vertex angle at the center, you're going to have isosceles triangles if the sides go from the center to the outside of the circle. So these legs here of the isosceles triangle, and then you're going to have base angles that are down here. Now, what do we know about base angles? Well, they're congruent. So base angles of an isosceles triangle are congruent. All right. So that's a good starting point for us. We're going to move right into some of the questions on Manga High. But the topic, again, is isosceles triangles in circles. And we'll be asked questions like, well, what's the length of this side, or what's the length of this side, or what's the length of this side? But it's typically going to give us things like what the perimeter is. So hopefully, perimeter means the distance around something. That's the perimeter. And we know that since the base angles are the same and the angles all have to add up to 180, if we knew one of the base angles, we'd know the other base angle because they're the same. And if we knew one base angle, we would know maybe the vertex angle as well, because we could just double the base angle, subtract from 180 to get the vertex. Let me show you how some of this works on Manga High. Of course, I'm right where I'm not supposed to be. Skill level is going to be easy to start off with. One of the triangles below is right angled. Well, there's only one that looks like it might be right angled, and it's this one. Right angle means it has a 90-degree angle. That one looks like it might. One of these triangles is isosceles. And remember, isosceles means two sides the same length. So this one looks like it's maybe isosceles. From the previous video, or previous assignment, you should know what that is. That segment is a chord. Yay! Look, we've already jumped to medium. Find x. Hey, I found it. It's right there. Now we got to find the measure. What does this have to do with isosceles? Anyways, in this particular figure, you've got two sides that are going to be parallel. They're cut by the transversal. These are alternate interior angles. We know that's 75 degrees. Same thing happened in there. Here we go. Fun stuff going on now. O labels the center of the circle, and all other letters are line labels. So we're not having to worry about the. It's kind of bothering me. My don't know if it was showing up on the video, but my mouse cursor was like blinking on and off. It was driving me nuts. So we don't have to worry about the letters being confused as angles. They're all line segment lengths. Which line is the same length as X? Well, X is a radius, so the same length would have to be V. V. Ta-da. CD is the same length as BC. CD and BC are the same length. Which triangle must be then the same as triangle BOC? So BOC, if that length's the same. Once again, these triangles are being made with radii. Let me grab a little pencil here. See this length right here, DO? That's a radius. So that length is the same length as this length because it's also a radius, which is the same length as this length because it's also a radius. And then it told us earlier that BC was the same length as CD. So these two are the same length as each other, right? So we know that those two triangles are the same by side, side, side. They're congruent triangles. So which triangle is the same as BOC? Well, that would be COD. Ta-da! AB is the same length as CD. AB is CD is CD. So AB and CD, those two are the same. So what triangle would be the same as COD? Well, how about AOB? Which option is an isosceles? Which option is isosceles? Well, the one that's isosceles is going to be either BOC or DOC. Oh, COA would be what? Which option is an isosceles triangle? Well, let's look at these. AOD is not even a triangle, so it's not that. AOB, that's an isosceles triangle. Let's go with that. Find angle X. I found it. It's right there. Joke. All right. Here's the deal. If this angle and this angle that's over here, I'll mark it. If we talk about those two angles, notice they're vertical, so they're going to be the same measure. And the radius is the same, so that's the same length as that, and that's the same length as those, and this is the same length as those. So we could say side angle side is congruent to side angle sides. These are congruent triangles, if you're with me. So if this is 71, then I know the base angles of the isosceles triangle are the same. So altogether, these two base angles are going to be, get my calculator on. I can double that 71 to get 142 between the two of them. So when you subtract that from 180, which all three angles have to add up to, this angle up here has got to be 38, and it's vertical with X, so it's got to be 38 as well. Let's erase our marks. 38. Hey, we went all the way through to the end there. So you're going to be doing things like that. Shouldn't be too hard for you. If you do have any questions, make sure and you can go back to review my questions. You can then step through the steps and see how they're done. If you do have additional questions, you can always post them to Google Classroom and I will answer them, or one of your classmates might even answer faster than me. Anyways, good luck with your assignment. Have a good rest of your week, and hopefully we'll see you soon.